Jenna Bush Hager has opened up about how her father's own struggles with alcohol helped her talk to her 10-year-old daughter Mila about Matthew Perry's death. On the Today Show Monday, she and Hoda Kotb remembered the late Friends star, who died in an apparent drowning on Saturday at the age of 54, although an official cause of death has not yet been determined. The co-host touched upon Perry's addiction to drugs and alcohol, which he wrote candidly about in his 2022 memoir, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. Bush Hager, 41, shared how her father, former President George W. Bush, stopped drinking when she and her twin sister, Barbara Bush, were young children. "My dad quit drinking when I was 5. I don't remember him ever drinking in front of me, although he did," she told Kotb, 59, of her dad's past alcohol abuse. "And it's interesting what having somebody that's had alcohol issues in your family does for conversation. I feel like probably some households were discussing Matthew Perry and keeping it quiet in front of the kids." Bush Hager explained that her oldest daughter, Mila, had trouble understanding why Perry's death was considered tragic when he was so beloved. Mila said, "Why is it so sad? He was a comedian. Everybody loved him. Why?" she recalled. "And I said, Mila, he dealt with a lot of addiction issues." Perry was found underwater in his hot tub by his assistant, who lifted his head to try to get him some air. But by the time the Los Angeles Fire Department arrived at his Pacific Palisades home, he was already dead. First responders are said to have found antidepressants and anti-anxiety medications at the property, but there was no sign of any illegal drugs. The coroner for Los Angeles County has listed Perry's cause of death as deferred, pending the final results of toxicology tests. The actor, who was best known for playing Chandler Bing in Friends, was open about his battles with opiates and alcohol but said he was clean in recent interviews. Bush Hager encouraged other parents to speak to their children about the damaging effects of alcohol and drugs. "I'm no parenting expert, but I do feel like we have to talk to our kids about what alcohol and drugs, not glamorize it, because they can see that too on TV," she said. "When there is something like that, have a conversation about it," Kotb agreed. "Anything that's a secret is going to be a problem." Bush Hager noted that there's shame associated with substance abuse that keeps people from being open about it. "I want the opposite of being 12 and feeling so alone that you're drinking like that," she said. "I want them to know that if there's alcohol, it is not good for you, especially for children." Bush Hager's father struggled with alcohol for years before he quit drinking, although he doesn't identify as an alcoholic. In 1976, he was arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol near his family home in Kennebunkport, Maine. The former president has spoken candidly about how he gave up alcohol cold turkey in 1986 after a drunken weekend celebrating his 40th birthday. Bush credited the late Rev. Billy Graham with giving him the strength to quit after meeting the evangelist in the 1980s. "God's work within me began in earnest with Billy's outreach. His care and his teachings were the real beginning of my faith walk and the start of the end of my drinking," he wrote in the Wall Street Journal in 2018. "I couldn't have given up alcohol on my own. But in 1986, at 40, I finally found the strength to quit. That strength came from love I had felt from my earliest days and from faith I didn't fully discover until my later years." Bush Hager revealed the candid conversation she had with her father about his drinking on the Today Show in 2020. She recalled how he had taken her aside when she was younger to warn her that alcohol could take hold of her life, because it did for him.